What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show live from Truist Park here in Atlanta. It is 1:56 in the morning here, local time, and it was a wild all-star game. The National League jumped out to a 6-run lead, then they lost that lead, and then it came down to the final swing-off. And Kyle Schwarber comes off the bench, hits 3 home runs. The National League, they get the win. And after the game, a lot of these guys, they were tired. They're ready to go home. It was a long week for all these guys here in Atlanta. And it was a special night. I mean, really, the storylines, it was about Clayton Kershaw. It was about Paul Skenes. It was about just a offensive show early on. Shohei Ohtani comes to the plate. He said after the game that he was hoping to hit a home run or strike out. He was really going to go for it. He ends up going up there and getting a single, and he ends up scoring a run. But it was an entertaining game. I thought it was a good game. I thought that it was a little long for an all-star game for sure. And kind of one of the interesting things about the all-star game is that when these players are done playing, they go home. Like, it's a wrap. Like, everyone that wanted Shohei Ohtani out there to play in the swing off, well, guess what? I mean, Shohei Ohtani was probably either in bed, on a private jet back to LA, getting ready to get on a private jet back to LA. But that is just the truth of this all, is that when these guys exit the game, they're either out of the ballpark, hanging out with families and things like that. But it was still a great night, a great game. But what did you guys think of the All-Star game? Let me know down below here. In this live edition, I'm in a box here at the top of Truist Park. Audio is sounding pretty good. And was able to talk to some insiders during my little trip here to Atlanta. Talked to Jeff Passan, talked to John Heyman, talked to Bob Nightingale, talked to some of these insiders about what they think the Dodgers could do at the MLB trade deadline. Of course, that's going to take center stage when the second half begins. But an exciting night all in all. I mean, just a lot of subplots for the Dodgers, really. I mean, you look at, not only is it Shohei Ohtani always getting headlines, but Freddie Freeman making another return to Atlanta. And we didn't see the crying Freddie. We didn't see the emotional Freddie that we saw years ago. And the reason for that, I think it's pretty simple. That, like he said after the game, time heals everything. I think that Freddie Freeman, he's going to look back and say to himself, yeah, at the time, it did not look like something that I wanted, that I did want to finish my career as an Atlanta Brave. But then what happens? He goes to Los Angeles. He plays some of his best baseball ever. He has one of the most iconic moments ever, hits the walk-off grand slam for the first time in World Series history. He has his family attending all of his games. His dad's there. Freddie Freeman is happy to be a Dodger. The Braves were a chapter in the past, and I think that he's moved on from that. And after the game, Freddie and Shohei, they talked to the media. It was very brief. It was kind of interesting. I never seen this before, but they actually had one question for Freddie, one question for Shohei. So if you had the question for Shohei, but you got the Freddie turn, you had to ask your Freddie question. So I did ask Freddie about his emotional return to Atlanta, and here's what he had to say.
Guys, thanks for coming in. Just going to take a few questions. We're going to alternate between Freddie and Shohei, so raise your hands. We'll start right here. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
No microphone.
No microphone.
Yeah.
大谷選手に伺いたいんです。まずはお疲れ様でした。今回のオールスターゲームというのは大谷選手にとってはまた新たな家族も増えた中で、ご自身にとってどんなオールスターゲームになられましたでしょうか。
家族と一緒に来れたのもそうですし、今日カーショー選手も投げましたし、フレディも元所属しているチームで、そういうチームメイトたちと一緒にこう出れたっていうのも特別なオールスターだったかなと思います。
ありがとうございます。
It was a special All-Star in the sense that Kershaw pitched today, and obviously Freddie returning to Atlanta. So in a sense, it was a special occasion for me.
Big question for Freddie.
And Freddie, just that moment, everyone's chanting Freddie, you acknowledge the crowd. Just you talk about, but what was it like? Describe it.
Yeah, I didn't know how it was going to go today, and a lot of emotions. They came up to me before team picture and said I was going to have to talk that was all over the stadium, so that kind of cool. And then obviously I had no idea Doc was going to pull me off the field, so I really do appreciate the moments. The 12 years I spent here were obviously a wonderful time to me. So to be able to have that moment with the fans, that was awesome.
Question for Shohei. We'll go to Dylan.
Okay.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Shohei, yeah, second row.
第2打席、かなり大きな打球ではあったと思うんですけど、ムッシュの中で感触だったりとか、ホームラン、どうかなっていう、そういう感じだったんですか？
いや、だいぶフックしてたので、最初はホームランのあれでしたけど、ちょっと切れてっていうのが見えたので、ファウルだなとは、思いました。
You know, I hooked the ball at my second at bat, so I pretty much felt confident that it was going to be a foul.
Dylan.
Freddie, the fact that you were kind of able to keep it together, I know there's some questions about whether you might cry and stuff. The fact that you were kind of able to keep it together, I know yesterday we talked a little bit about this kind of the time. I mean, does this kind of maybe speak a little bit to the fact that you are like a Dodger now? That is kind of.
I mean, I think just time heals everything. It's been 4 years. It's been a wonderful 4 years with the Dodgers. Got to bring a championship home. I'm an emotional guy. Things happen, so whatever, like I say, whatever I feel, it comes out. But obviously held it together this time around. It's just you spend 12 years with Atlanta, you pour your heart into it. Now I poured my heart into 4 years with the Dodgers. Still got many more, hopefully, to go. So. It's been a great 4 years, and I'm glad I held it together this time.
Was it here at all?
Huh?
Like when you were addressing the crowd, did you get that love in your throat?
Do you want me to say I cried? I don't know what you want me to say, Dylan. I feel like there was no tears coming down this time, so I did all right.
Question for Shohei. We'll go right here.
小田井さん、すみません。去年は練習中にハーパー選手の練習とか見て参考になったっていうふうにおっしゃってたと思うんですけど、今回このオールスター2日間練習とかして、気になった選手のこととか練習とか、交流とかで振り返って印象的に残ったことを教えてください。
いろんな人と喋れたのはまず練習とかっていうよりかは、こういう選手見てた画面でしか見てなかった選手たちと交流することによって、この人はこういう性格なんだなっていうのを把握できたっていうのは。単純にいい時間を過ごせたなと思ってます。
I had the opportunity to meet new faces and guys that I never really got to meet in person, so it was enlightening to be able to see the person now face to face.
Third row for Freddie.
I wanted to ask both of you. It's very crucial to spend the next 2 days off. How do you plan to spend it?
I'm going to the ESPYs tomorrow. So I'll be in LA.
僕は家でゆっくりしようかなと思います。
I'll be at home relaxing.
I'm lucky.
Do one more round, so we'll go Shohei first and then Freddie. Second row.
そのヒットの場面、追い込まれてからのスライダー外のボールだったと思うんですけど、しっかりうまく対応できたのかなというふうに見てたんですけど、実際自分の中で、対戦したくないというような話もされてた筑波選手からのヒットの場面を振り返ってみてください。
なんとか打席というかバットになってていいヒットだったなとは思いますけど、三振かホームランぐらいの感じの自分の中の気持ちとしてはそのぐらいの気持ちでいこうと思ってたので、渋いヒットにはなりましたけど、良かったかなと思います。
You know, my intention in my first at bat was to hit a homer or a strikeout, so I was able to kind of squeak a hit there. So yeah.
I'll finish up with Gabe in the fifth row for Freddie.
Freddie, since you have this rep as a guy who might emote on occasion, do you almost feel like folks are trying to make you do it to some extent with regard to like the on-field interview, the mid-game removal? Is it like, let's test this guy?
I don't think so. I mean, that's I guess on you guys. You guys want to test me? I'm okay with crying. That's just how I am. But I didn't do it today.
All right, Freddie, Shohei, Will, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So there they go, Freddie, Freeman, and Shohei Ohtani. This little light thing is kind of going crazy on me behind me. Somebody kind of move back here. But yeah, we're here in a box here in Atlanta. Kind of the big story tonight, though, obviously revolves around Clayton Edward Kershaw. This could be his last All-Star game. It really could. And yes, he was. Okay, now I feel like I'm like in some like crazy music video here, but give me 1 second here. But yeah, I mean, the thing about Clayton Kershaw, the kind of the big moment was, I think, the fact that it just worked out and it wasn't this grind. I mean, the big takeaway for me was when Clayton was trying to get that 3,000 strikeout, it was all about, okay, I just need 3, but it felt like it was impossible. It felt like, oh, either guys are just making contact on the third pitch or he just was giving up hits and hard contact. Tonight, everything went to plan, and Kersh was able to exit that game, get the ovation that he wanted to really embrace, I think, heading into this. I mean, he's not a guy that talks legacy that much. He's not a guy that really spends too much time thinking about his career and just what it means in the context of the history of what he's been able to do. 3,000 strikeouts, a 2.5 ERA, one of the best statistical pitchers we've ever seen. But I think that he really enjoyed that moment. And one thing I enjoyed was the fact that he was mic'd up. And of course, I was over the press box, still watching and listening to the game. And I love that he said this about Cal Raleigh after he exited the game.
Oh, take it, yeah. Thanks, dude. Sick. Sick. Suck it, big dumper. Suck it, big dumper. Yeah. Great work.
All right, let's run that back. Just hilarious stuff.
Oh, take it, yeah. Thanks, dude. Sick. Sick. Suck it, big dumper. Suck it, big dumper. Yeah.
All right, guys, do I have to have that? Do I have to make that something for the show? The suck it, big dumper. That's hilarious. It's funny. Like, after the game, Kersh was going to the podium, and he was saying that his cell phone was just blowing up. All of his friends talking about it. All of his friends hitting him up, saying, "Hey, man, they got you dirty on the mic'd up," saying that about Cal Raleigh. But after the game, I thought it was one of the warmest post-game press conferences that Clayton Kershaw has ever done. I mean, I really do. I think that for a guy that's always trying to stick with his routine, for a guy that always is thinking about his next outing, his next start, I think he did allow himself a chance to just sit back, enjoy the moment, and realize that, yes, this could be it. This could be the last All-Star game of his career. And I asked Kersh a couple questions, just kind of first, what was the moment like? Just describe it, what it meant to him. Then later I asked him about Paul Skenes, and also I got some sound of me asking Paul Skenes about Clayton Kershaw, and man, Paul Skenes definitely sounds like he's a Dodger. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. You look great in Dodger blue, but here was Clayton Kershaw after the game.
Oh, really? Go for it.
Clayton, just what do you think of that moment there, just getting taken out of the game? You and Doc, just everyone showing appreciation to you.
It was a great night. It was so fun. You know, the whole thing was just. It was awesome. So thankful for it now, and yeah, you know, whole family here get to see me pitch in an All-Star game again, and I didn't think it was going to happen. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, Tucker made an awesome play and left there. That was great on that first pitch, and then yeah, able to get Vladdy there too. So it was fun. Get 2 batters. It's not a bad gig if you do it right. You know, it's not fun, I guess, if you don't get them out. But it was fun tonight.
Was there a part of you that was like hesitant to come when you got the news, and like kind of did it become more meaningful than like past trips you've had here? Like once you went through the week this week?
Yeah, I think so. I think both. I think yeah. My initial response was just, you know, you don't ever want to take somebody's spot, or you don't ever want to be like a sideshow. You know, you just want to be a part of it if you deserve it. And you know, once I kind of understood that I wasn't taking anybody's spot, and that it was just like, you know, whatever they call it, legend pit, whatever. It just was. It was a little uncomfortable, but now that I'm done with it, it was awesome. You know, I'm so glad I got to come and share with family and kiddos and all this stuff. It was a great thing. And you know, Doc even let me say a couple things, you know, during the team meeting, which was awesome. things that I would never volunteer for, but I also realize that the opportunity's there, and so I don't want to pass that stuff up. So I think it was all of it. It was just pretty cool.
When you have a moment like this, do you kind of think about the first All-Star game you played and sort of the journey you've had?
Not really, but yeah, I mean, I do remember the first one pretty well. Just like standing in the outfield with, Cliff Lee and Roy Halladay and all these guys that I looked up to and really respected, and got to just kind of be a fly on the wall, listen to them talk. So that was that's cool. And now to kind of be on the other end of it is weird. It happens fast, but at the same time, it's this clubhouse is awesome. There's a lot of great veteran guys in there, and even the young guys too. Everybody was awesome. It was fun.
What was the gist of your message?
I don't even know, honestly. I hope I hope I didn't sound too bad, but I think everything that everybody knows is just the All-Star game is it can be hard at times for the players. It's a lot of travel, it's a lot of stress, chaos, family, all this stuff, but it's meaningful. It's impactful for the game. It's important for the game. We have the best All-Star game of any sport. We do have the best product. So to be here, to realize your responsibility in the sport is important. And we have Shohei here, we have Aaron Judge here, we have all these guys that represent the game really, really well. And so to get to showcase that and be a part of that is important. And I just said I was super honored to be a part of it. Thanks for letting me be here, really.
Did you ever think you'd be pitching in a game like that?
No, I'm getting blown up by former teammates saying, "Wow, you've changed so much." And they're right. I mean, I don't think I would have ever done that, but it was actually kind of fun. I mean, never could do it in a regular season game, but that was for a few batters. It was pretty fun.
How does being mic'd up for the All-Star game compare to the pressures of pitching in a World Series?
It's different. Yeah, not in the same stratosphere, but it's just weird. Yeah, I mean, it's just weird having to kind of talk through it, but it was fun. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Beforehand, did you rehearse maybe anything that you wanted to say, or you just let it all ad-lib?
No, I mean, I honestly didn't know how I was going to feel. Like, sometimes I didn't know if I was going to be breathing too hard to talk. It's a long run and all that, but no, I just kind of winged it.
Clayton, just a couple minutes ago, Jason Adams spoke super glowingly about being able to follow you. Did you have a chance to talk with him or anything about the moment? He was just so impressed with just being able to have that part.
He's awesome. I got to know him a little bit, playing with the Padres, and he just seems like a great dude. And he's got 4 kids as well, so we can kind of relate to that, what that's like. And he's super fun to talk to, and I respect what he does on the mound. He's really impressive out there, and I know we never get many hits off him. He's really tough. So that's kind of him. But yeah, he was awesome to talk to.
Clayton, when you said to the Fox guys, this might be the last hitter I ever face, was that kind of a reflective moment for you?
I don't think I said that.
You didn't say that?
I mean, I didn't.
I thought you meant in an All-Star game.
No, I think I just meant tonight. I think I just got 2 batters. I think I just knew I was getting 2 batters. Yeah, sorry, I'm not that reflective. Yeah.
All right, well, let me ask it another way. I mean, there's only been 3 pitchers who have appeared in more All-Star games than you. Spahn, Mariano, Seaver. What does that mean to you?
I don't know. I'm old, been around a while, I guess. It's a very awesome, special thing to get to come to All-Star games. So I remember the first one, how special that was, and I don't think a lot's changed, for me over the years to get to come to these things. So I don't take that for granted. I think it's really awesome. It very well. I mean, I shouldn't be here anyway. So it's very possible that this could be my last one. So it was. I can't say any other way. It was a very awesome night, special.
And then Clayton, Paul Skenes before this said that he was hoping that by the end of the week you wouldn't be sick of him. Just kind of what were those interactions like, and just what do you think about him as a pitcher?
Well, as a pitcher, he's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, he's a bulldog out there, so competitive, just coming after guys, not fazed by anything. So there's a lot of those guys. I said it about Scooble as well. Both those guys have been super impressive to watch. And to get to talk to Paul this week has been fun. he's got such a regimented routine. You can tell, just even the 2 days we were here, and you don't realize how big he is too. Like, if there's ever a guy that can throw that hard and stay healthy and good for a long time, like I'd bet on him. It's super impressive. And so I didn't have a whole lot to tell him. We talked a little bit about pitch grips and different things like that, but you can tell he wants to be good. He wants to be great, and he wants to be good for a long time. So you got to respect that. It's pretty cool.
So for my devout Kershians, believers in Christianity, from my heart of hearts, I do think that was it. I truly do. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we can pitch longer if he's good. But I do think that was Clayton Kershaw's last All-Star game. Just the feeling, the vibes, the fact that he was picked by the commissioner, Rob Manfred, to be a legend in this game. Usually that's an indication they probably know that there is a chance that this could be it. Dave Roberts told me he is a living legend, that he has embraced these moments more. And how about the fact that he was the only National League West pitcher to record a strikeout in this one? And it was an efficient appearance by Clayton Kershaw. He got Kyle Tucker to line out, and he got Cal Roddy to line out, but it was a really nice play there by Kyle Tucker there in the outfield. And then he strikes out Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He gets him looking at that slider down and in. And then Adam, he came in like we reported yesterday. That was going to be the plan. But yeah, look, I mean, we'll talk a lot about Clayton Kershaw's career when it's over. But I think the more interesting thing right now as it pertains to Clayton Kershaw is what he said yesterday, and that it is going to be cutthroat to make the National League, hopefully the NL West champion Dodgers postseason roster, as far as being in there as a starter, as a reliever. And I do think that the way things have played out for this season for Kersh, he gets to 3,000 strikeouts. He goes the All-Star game. It works out. He has his moments. It just feels like the baseball god's almost solid, and that he can find a way to help this team in the postseason in some capacity. And I think that tonight was great. It was a great moment. He was embraced. But I think a better moment would be if he throws the final pitch somehow in the World Series against the Houston Astros. That's my preseason prediction for how this season plays out, and I'm going to stick to it. But how about some love for the MVP of the game? No, I'm not talking about Schwarber. No, I'm not talking about the game that Pete Alonso had when he hit the big home run there in the 6th inning to really look like this game was over, to make it a 5-0 game. And then Mize came in, and Corbin Carroll, he had a solo shot off and to make it 6-0. And of course, we know what happened next with Rooker homering to left, making it a 6-3 game, a 3-run shot. And then Witt Jr., he ground out to second to make it a 6-4 game. Then later in this one, Witt Jr. doubled to right to score Buxton. And then Diaz comes in, and Quan, he reached on an infield single that scored Witt to tie it at 6 before the swing off. But the swing off was about Dino Ebel. Dino Ebel was the MVP. Mind you, Dino Ebel was the guy that was Teoscar Hernandez's pitcher last year when he won the home run derby. Dino Ebel was out there doing his best Lance Lynn impression, serving up meatballs. Get him a job at Buca de Beppo the way he was serving meatballs in this one. Dino Ebel was great. He served up those bombs, and he made an impact tonight. And I think the swing off, which it was fun, they had a lot of fun doing it. I actually asked Fernando Tatis Jr. after the game how much fun it was, and he said, yeah, it was definitely fun. Great for the All-Star game, but not great for the regular season. But, yeah, give that one to Dino Ebel. But welcome to the late-night edition of the Dodgers Nation post-game show, live from Truist Park here in Atlanta, 2:20 a.m. local time, burning the midnight oil for you guys. I will be back. We'll get back to our normally scheduled shows. Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers show and podcast on YouTube, Monday through Friday, and the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Now, do you want to talk a little bit about Paul Skenes? So Paul Skenes, I sat right behind home plate, and I can honestly say that's the most dominant pitching that I've ever seen with my own eyes, as far as how explosive that fastball plays. his mound presence, how dominant he is on the mound. Like Kersh told me, his size really allows him to have that fastball, and you don't necessarily worry about the injuries as much. I mean, Randy Johnson, he threw gas his whole career. He was 6'11", and his arm didn't give out on him. And you look at Paul Skenes in this one, and he was just an absolute electric pitcher out there on the mound. I mean, to see what he's able to do, it really makes me wish he was a Los Angeles Dodger. And you look at the pitches that he threw, he got Torres to swing under an elevated fastball. It was 99.7 miles per hour on the 2-2 count. And then he comes back and he gets Riley Green 100.3 miles per hour up and in for the first 2 outs. And then he got a weak ground out from Aaron Judge. He's just an absolute explosive pitcher. He's the full package. He's the star. Livy Dunn's always hanging around. I saw her a couple times just taking pictures with people, and she was really great to the fans, so shout out to her for doing that. But I did catch up with Paul Skenes a little after the game, and I asked him about his experience interacting with Clayton Kershaw, because heading into the week, he said that he was going to hope that Kersh did not get sick of him, and here's what he said about Kersh. Paul, you said that by the end of the week, you were hoping that Clayton Kershaw wasn't going to be sick of you. Just what were those interactions like, and what was it like to just pitch before him and play this game with him?
I kept my distance a little bit. Our lockers were next to each other. So I asked him, I didn't get any time really to talk to him yesterday, but talked to him a little bit today. He's such a class act. Like it's just so impressive. Obviously what he's done in the game, but the human that he is. We were in the waiting room before the red carpet today, and he had all his kids, and watching him be a dad too. It's just it was cool. It was a cool experience for me.
Just the way that he speaks so appreciative, affectionately about him, I thought that was really cool. And that was just the moment of the night for me. Absolutely. This could be his final Midsummer Classic. I think it is going to be. And he went out on a very, very high note. And I love the fact that he yells at Joe Davis and John Smoltz, "That was sick." And then it was really cool. I mean, he retires Vlad Jr. on that called strike 3. And then Dave Roberts comes out and he takes him out and he gives him the ball as a keepsake. And Dave says to him, "That's yours. You keep it." And he gave a message to the team before the game. Kersh said that Doc even let me say a couple things during the team meeting, which was awesome. Things that I would never volunteer for, but I also realize that the opportunity is there, and so I don't want to pass that stuff up. So I think all of that was just pretty cool. So Clayton Kershaw's night was over, but now really we'll talk more about the All-Star game. I'm going to drop a vlog about just some of the on-field stuff. It was definitely a warm night here in Atlanta. It actually rained. The tarp was on the field a little bit before the game, but I think it was a great showcase for the sport. I really do. I think Major League Baseball is in a great spot. You have Aaron Judge, you have Shohei Ohtani, two not just great current stars, but two generational all-time great stars. And I thought that both of them are great stewards of the game, and I think that when Clayton Kershaw leaves the game, he's going to leave in a good place. But before we get out of here, I want to talk a little bit about the rumor that has been percolating. So we talked about Johan Duran of the Minnesota Twins last week as a potential option for the Dodgers. I told you that LA was interested in him and that he could be a guy they pursue. Well, this is from good friend Bob Nightingale, who writes, "The Philadelphia Phillies have been extensively scouting Minnesota Twins relievers Johan Duran and Griffin Jax of the Minnesota Twins, hoping to acquire at least one of them. The Twins also are drawing strong interest from the Detroit Tigers, Chicago Cubs, Cincinnati Reds, and Los Angeles Dodgers." So I did see Bob today, asked him a little bit about it, and he told me, yeah, look, the Dodgers, they're only going to make a move for a reliever if that reliever has explosive stuff and is an upgrade to what they either currently have or what they could potentially be getting back. And that's kind of their plan, really. I mean, they are after Duran. They're after, I think, David Bednar could be an option. Talking to some people that cover the Pirates, I spoke to a couple of Pirates insiders who told me Paul Skenes is not getting traded. But they did tell me that they think David Bednar most likely will. So what we know now about the Dodgers trade deadline plan is that getting a fireballing, high leverage guy is the number one priority for them. Starting pitching is always great, but you got Tyler Glass now back. You got Blake Snell coming back. They now have Roki Sasaki hopefully returning at some point in August. Kershaw is actually pitching well. Yoshinobu Yamamoto had a really nice bounce back start as he heads into his second half of the season. Truth is, you got all of that plus Shohei Ohtani. And from a starting pitching standpoint, if at least 3-4 of those guys stay healthy, you should be in a good spot. But an explosive reliever, I think, is going to be essential because at this point, Michael Kopech has been injured multiple times. He had the shoulder impingement. Then now he's got the knee injury. Blake Trinan, he's working his way back, but we've seen Blake return just to get injured again, right? I actually in San Francisco, I hung out with Alex Vesia after the game, and one thing that he told me was that, hey, this bullpen feels such a big sense of responsibility to helping this team win World Series titles. And they realize that the postseason is increasingly becoming a bullpen game because pitchers just don't go through the lineup 3 times as much as they used to. What a starting pitcher used to be in 2000 and 2022 and times like that, yeah, it was a little different, right? It was a little different when you had that. But now it's like, okay, if we're getting 4 innings, 5 innings, 6 innings from our starting pitcher, then it's about playing the matchups. And I do think, and I've said this before on the show, and I've been saying this for months now, that the Dodgers, if they're truly all in on the 2025 season, you go out there and you get a high leverage reliever. And I think Joe Duran from the Twins is the guy. We need the Twins to continue to lose, but Duran is young. He has explosive stuff. He has a contract that it's not like he is someone they're just going to give away, right? They're not going to just give him away because when you look at his contract as it stands right now, he's not a rental. And typically those guys can fetch not as much on the market as you would someone like a Duran. So they're going to have to give up some top prospects to go after him. But I absolutely think they 100% do. Have you guys seen his walk-up song where he's like comes out like the Undertaker? It's like seriously, like I actually think that has the potential to be right up there with Kenley Jansen's California Love. And of course, we know nothing will ever top Welcome to the Jungle. But he does have 2 arbitration years left. And when you get an elite reliever with 2 more arbitration years left, that is going to cost a pretty penny. So that's where they're at with Duran. They absolutely want him. We'll see what the Minnesota Twins do early in the second half. By the way, it smells like crazy gasoline here because they're mowing the lawn on the field behind me. So yeah, if I pass out due to gasoline inhalation, I apologize in advance. But Minnesota, I mean, they're 2 games under 500. They're not going to catch the Tigers in the AL Central. They're 11.5 games of Detroit, who has been one of the best teams in baseball this season. But the key thing to look at is the wild card standings. And right now they're 4 games out of the wild card. So if the second half begins and they go on a losing streak and they're like 8 games out, they could certainly be sellers. But the thing about Duran is you would really have to be thinking big picture because he still has 2 more years of team control. So that is one of the guys they're looking at. But what we've seen from the Dodgers so many times is they want dudes that are on that you can kind of package, right? You can get the 2-for-1 special. You can go out there and try to get multiple guys, but that could be the case for them in this situation because you can never have enough relievers. But, yep, guys, let me go to the comments here. Then I'm going to actually head home because it's 2:30 in the morning. So I want to give you guys something. By the way, how cool is this? How cool is this? I'm going to show you guys this. After the game, when the families were all meeting, got some great behind-the-scenes stuff coming your way, by the way, guys. I got to edit it. It's going to take a minute. But after the game, there was a really cool little interaction between Pedro Martinez's family and Clayton Kershaw. Here, check this out.
Kershaw, it's my son.
Honor is religion. I'm on comments going crazy about you.
Oh,
you're the man, bro.
Yeah, he grew up idolizing.
Yeah.
And then Ramon is the uncle. Get me there. He said, okay, get me there. The other day, I wanted to post the picture that we took in the car, like in the golf cart, and I didn't do it out of respect. But that really happened really proud of you. Because you're the closest thing to me, and I couldn't happen to a better person. Like I always tell the rest of the guys, better human being than you were 50, or than you are. So, God bless you. Keep your family safe, keep your family. God bless you always.
Second half for your Los Angeles Dodgers. But that is a wrap here from the ATL. Get ready for the vlog. Gonna drop that tomorrow. But guys, thanks again for rocking with us as always. And hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring,